What's way more physically painful than most people realize? Migraines. I'm not talking about bad headaches. I'm talking about the absolute hell that is an actual blurred vision, face-numbing, uncontrolled vomiting-inducing, skull-splitting classic migraine. Have you ever contemplated death over pain? A particularly nasty migraine will make you do that. Broken ribs. Typically, no outward signs to anyone that you're injured, but trust me, it's painful as hell and takes a long-ass time to heal. TMI, but being constipated sent me to the ER one time, thinking something was very wrong. A toothache, that shit will drive you crazy. Kidney stones. Any stone. A zit inside your nose. Exposed nerves. I pulled a muscle in my back and was on the ground screaming. Outright screaming in agony. I had no idea it could be so bad. Paper cuts hurt so much more than anyone without a paper cut that very moment even knows. Trigeminal neuralgia. A gallbladder attack. I've undergone so many spinal surgeries, my family literally lost count. I know pain. I know pain very well. I was in such agony from my gallbladder freaking out that I had it taken out as fast as I could possibly have that done. I wasn't about to fuck around and find out. Earache. Gout. Getting an IUD put in. My sciatic nerve pain out me down for the count. Impacted stool. Almost made me pass out on the toilet. Changed my diet after and ate more fiber, more beans. Pretty much just traditional Mexican food. Been having a poops for the past 2 years. Pile of poo. Kidney stones. Hear me out. People think passing them is what hurts, and they couldn't be more wrong. Passing them is a minor inconvenience. The part that hurts is when the stone is making its way to your bladder. 3 to 5 hour bursts of unimaginable pain that has no way of being subdued. I was dizzy, nauseous, and walking around like Quasimodo when those bursts happened. When I worked in a kitchen, I once cut my hand and had to get 5 stitches. That pain was nothing compared to the time I took off the tip of my fingernail with a vegetable peeler and had an exposed cuticle for a few weeks. Breaking your elbow. Imagine banging your funny bone and having that feeling for 2-3 months. Periods. I'm a dude, so I've never experienced them, but I've had 2 girlfriends, completely healthy young women, who've needed to be carried to the bathroom due to the pain. My boys, we lucked the fuck out on this one. Be respectful. The physical pain that really deep emotional pain causes. Like grief, loss, heartbreak mixed together, add to that the strain that stress puts on your body. The mind is very powerful, for good or bad. Even the memory of being hit on the top of the head with an open cabinet door hurts. Getting a colposcopy, cervical biopsy, where they rip out a piece of your cervix to test it for cancer. Getting a uterine ultrasound with contrast dye that is injected into your uterus to see if your fallopian tubes are clear, felt like someone punched your uterus from the inside. Getting an intestinal blockage. Getting an intestinal blockage that results in gangrene. Those are the most painful things I've experienced, and my wish for you who read this is to never experience them, especially the intestinal blockages. I wouldn't wish any of these on my worst enemies. Breaking a bone hurts pretty bad. Also, fights. People think getting in fights is normal because of how much we see them on TV, but you can get really injured and it can hurt a lot. Breaking your maxilla. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's the space between your teeth and nose, basically. Nerve pain. Mine has come and gone at different intervals and intensities throughout the last 10 years. And I can completely understand why people go through serious depression and thoughts of suicide when they feel so helpless, because nothing helps reduce the pain. Speaking as someone who has it, borderline personality disorder. It might be the most emotionally painful of the mental health issues. Sometimes something as simple as someone not responding to a text message can make us feel like we're dying. Hemorrhoids. Unexpected anal. Chronic anxiety. Depression. When I get it bad, my bones and my skin ache. I can feel it in my teeth. Second-degree sunburn, especially a big one. Jesus fucking Christ. Kidney stones. They aren't fucking stones. They are spiky devils that scratch their way down one's ureter. Broken tailbone. Also, no one sympathizes the way they do with like a broken arm. I couldn't take a shit for 2 months. It was brutal. Ovarian cysts. Worse than childbirth. Rheumatoid arthritis. Getting hit in the crotch as a woman, especially if it's directly to the clit. I wouldn't wish gout on my worst enemy. Drink your water, folks. Ear infections are no joke. I had an eardrum and canal infection in my right ear. Completely deaf for a week with a ruptured eardrum. I couldn't so much as touch the right side of my head without being in complete agony. I could barely talk or eat because opening my jaw was excruciatingly painful. Degenerative disc disease in C456. I look completely fine, can't get disability. I also can't look up for longer than 30 seconds, drive for more than 15 minutes, mow my lawn, work on my Jeep, or even change my brakes or oil without being laid out in pain for days afterwards. At its worst, it causes ocular migraines that partially blind me, and both arms go numb and I can't hold anything. The disability judge said I was exaggerating my symptoms. Fuck him. I hope he gets the same thing. Periods. Acute pancreatitis. Period cramps. I've given birth vaginally to 4 kids, but I've had period cramps more painful than childbirth. Yet I always got called dramatic for missing school or work because of my cramps. Gout. Endometriosis. I end up bleeding for 2 weeks straight if I miss a dose of my birth control. Last time I was bedridden for at least 3 days and could still barely function the next few days. When I had to drag my ass out of bed because my grades would drop if I missed any more class. I'm a college student. I was in so much pain, anemic, dehydrated, nauseous. I contemplate suicide every time this happens. But, you know, it's just cramps, right? Get over it. Acid reflux. Nerve damage all the way down your dominate arm and into your hand. Sciatica. Hamstring cramps. Don't knock an athlete for pulling their hammy, it can be instantly crippling. Shingles. I've had gout as well, and I think pain from shingles was worse. Gallbladder stones. Kidney stones. For something often tinier than a grain of rice, those fuckers are sharp and pointy. And they slice you up the long way down, so it ain't just pain in one form. You get the mix of burning, stinging, and ripping. I had the pleasure of that plus spinal pain one day. I was literally dripping sweat and went dehydrated from it. That unfun pain you can't pass out from. Getting an IUD inserted. Blows my mind that it's commonly done with no pain relief. Ice water. Try putting your whole hand into a salad bowl full of ice water and see how long you can take it. Kidney stone. Migraine. UTI. I can confirm that they can hurt more than unmedicated childbirth. I almost ripped the toilet paper holder out of the wall.